Yes, good morning. You're welcome to Sports Spectra on Pensioners 106.7 FM, the voice of liberation, and of course, the first labor radio on the continent. Yes, a lot of interesting stories to dish out this morning, like I said, but quickly, I start right at home this morning, and the first story is coming from the camp of Shooting Stars Football Club of Ibadan. I can confirm that the Shooting Stars of Ibadan will square up against Stationery Stores of Lagos in a friendly encounter today in Ibadan, and according to 3SC media officer Tosin Omojola, the match will come up at Lekon Salami Sports Complex at Damasinga at exactly 10 a.m. today. We implore fans to turn out the mass to cheer up the Oluyole Warriors to victory. And away from there quickly, I move straight to Edo State, where the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, yesterday opened the Secretariat Complex for the 2020 National Sport Festival as the state government steps up preparations to host the game scheduled to commence on March 20. The Secretariat will serve as the coordinating venue for the competition, which holds in different venues across the state. The governor said the campaign for the National Sport Festival will commence in a week's time, and that the President Muhammadu Buhari had been scheduled to receive the festival torch at the end of the month. Meanwhile, Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shuaibu said that the campaign for the National Sport Festival will commence at the end of the State Sport Festival, which would commence on February 10. Okay, straight to Abuja this morning. The Nigeria Football Federation and sportswear giant Nike will on February 5 unveil new Super Eagles jersey in New York ahead of the 2021 AFCON Matchday 3 home qualifying encounter against Sierra Leone. It will be recalled that Nike extended a deal in 2018 with the NFF and are eager to design another set of jerseys for the three-time African champions. NFF President Amaju Pinnick mentioned that the new jersey will be unveiled in London and Nigeria after the unveiling in New York. Quickly to Akure this morning. The management of Sunshine Stars of Akure had yesterday debunked the report that head coach Kabiru Dogo had left the team. Dogo was reported to have dubbed the Sunshine Stars for Nasarawa United, but the Akure-based MPFL side insisted that Dogo still had the contract with it. In a press statement issued by the Sunshine Stars head of media and communications, Chris Okunuwa, the club said that there was a contractual agreement between Dogo and the club which had not expired. The statement read, and I quote, Sunshine Stars FC wish to state that Coach Dogo will not be released from his contractual agreement with the club until the agreement runs its course. Consequently, while the interest in the coach is appreciated, the club warned that his existing contract should be respected by its admirers in the MPFL. Sunshine Stars thereby reaffirm its resolve to keep working towards its objective for the future with Dogo in charge, at least until the end of the current campaign. End of quote. Yes, it will be recorded that Dogo was employed at the beginning of the season, and recently it was reported that he had been in disagreement with his employers, the Ondo State Football Association. And very quickly to the camp of Nigeria under 17 girls, talking of the Flamingos. I can report that Nigeria's Flamingos have been drawn against Guinea in the first round of the CAF qualifiers for the Under 17 Women's World Cup India 2020. The Flamingos are away to their Guinean counterpart for the first leg. 6 games have been scheduled to take place, and the winners of the 6 qualifying ties will then progress to a third and final stage where the same 2-legged home and away formats will be used to determine Africa's 3 representatives at India 2020. In other fixtures, Zambia take on South Africa, Liberia lock arms with Ghana, while Botswana face Morocco. Tanzania will square up against Uganda, just as Sao Tome and Principe compete against Cameroon. Meanwhile, NFF General Secretary Mohamed Sanusi has assured that the Nigeria Football Federation were hopeful of announcing a new coach for the team in February. Okay, very quickly, Super Falcons striker Uche Nakano has signed a short-term deal with Spanish side Sevilla for the rest of the season. The 22-year-old joined the club from American college Southeastern Fire and has been handed jersey number 19. Kano, who became the first Nigerian international at the Navian club, could make a debut against Barcelona, a team that also parades a Nigeria international Asisa Toshuala on Saturday. All right, in the last few days, a report emerged that Manchester United were interested in bringing Odion Ighalo to Old Trafford, but according to reports this morning, I can confidently tell you that Manchester United have pulled out of the race to sign Odion Igalo on a loan deal. It was reported that Igalo's wages proved a stumbling block in the loan move for Shanghai Shenhua forward. It was also reported that the 30-year-old Chinese Super League club Shanghai Shenhua player, who has 2 years left on his contract, earns £200,000 per week. All right, to some table tennis stories this morning. Yes, reports coming from Germany as it that Nigeria's table tennis players at the 2020 ITTF World Tour Platinum German Open, Aruna Kodri and Omotayo Olajide suffered mixed fortunes as the two of them. Yes, it was only Aruna Kodri. Yes, as Aruna Kodri advanced to the preliminary round 3, while Olajide Omotayo crashed out in the preliminary round 2. Aruna, who is the highest ranked African player, easily defeated Romania's Uno Shows in 4 straight sets. He spent only 25 minutes 52 seconds to claim a 11-8, 11-3, 11-5, 11-7 victory over the Romanian. Omotayo was, however, unlucky, losing 11-7, 12-30, 11-6, 11-9 against Korea's Sang Min Cho in 24 minutes 46 seconds. A series, Aruna will play Finland's Beredek Ola in round 3 today. Yes, bravo to the boys, and we hope that Omotayo will be better prepared next time. And of course, for Aruna Kodri, we hope he continues with such electrifying performance. Okay, report coming from Athletics Federation of Nigeria this morning has it that the president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, Olamide George, has said he had designed a program that will resuscitate athletics, a sport that has suffered from maladministration in recent years. George said all hands were on deck towards achieving a memorable outing at the Tokyo Olympics in July and August. Olamide George said part of the programs would be the all-comers event that will begin in February, where participants would participate in running, throwing, and jumping. He said this will take place in Akure. George, who became AFN president following the impeachment of Ibrahim Gusau last week in Abuja, also revealed that there would not be prize monies for the all-comers event, but it will only be introduced at the Classics proper, beginning from the first AFN Classics in Ado-Ekiti at the end of February. He further revealed that the AFN Classics after the National Sport Festival would be used to evaluate athletes' performances for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. He therefore appealed for cooperation from Nigerians, especially the media, saying that a new chapter of transparency and professionalism has opened in the administration of athletics in Nigeria. And away from the local scene this morning, I move straight to Australia, where I will be giving you information coming from the Australian Open. At the early hours of this morning, Alexander Zverev, I can tell you, is through to a Grand Slam semi-final for the first time after beating Stan Wawrinka in 4 sets at the Australian Open. The German 7th seed beat the Swiss 3-time Grand Slam champion 1-6, 6-3, 6-4, 6-2, dropping the set for the first time in Melbourne this year. He lost the first 5 games in only 16 minutes, but bounced back to convert 5 out of 13 break points. The 22-year-old will face Rafael Nadal or Dominic Thiem in the last 4. Yes, world number 1 Rafael Nadal takes on Austrian 5th seed Thiem on the Rod Laver Arena later today. Also in the women's category, Samona Alep brilliantly took apart Annette Kontaveit in just 53 minutes to race into the Australian Open semi-finals. Estonia Kontaveit won the first game but was never in it from that point as Alep raced into a 6-1, 6-1 win. Wimbledon champion Alep won 11 games in a row before the 28th seed managed to outserve in the penultimate game. The Romanian will now face Spaniard Gabin Muguruza in the last four in Melbourne. Of course, the semi-final games will take place tomorrow, Thursday. Definitely, as Gabin Muguruza take on Samina Alep, and Ashley Barty takes on Sophia Kenin in the other semi-final. Talking of semi-final of the Australian Open of the women's category. All right, to football stories. The Cheshire home of Manchester United Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward has been attacked by a group chanting that he was going to die. Yes, a video posted on social media showed an individual throwing a red flare over a large gate while others sang songs aimed at the 48-year-old. Woodward, who is married with two young children, was not present at the time. Manchester United said anyone committing a criminal offence or trespassing will be banned for life. Of course, a statement from the club said fans expressing opinion is one thing, criminal damage and intent to endanger life is another. There is simply no excuse for these. We know that the football world will unite behind us as we work with Greater Manchester Police to identify the perpetrators of this unwarranted attack. Alright, let me tell you that Manchester United are close to completing a deal for Sporting Lisbon midfielder Bruno Fernandes. Yes, the Old Trafford club have been in negotiations with Sporting throughout the transfer window but refused to meet an asking price of 80 million euros, which is equivalent to 68 million pounds. But a breakthrough in negotiations yesterday has left United confident of agreeing a deal for the 25-year-old. The initial fee will be around 55 million euros, which is equivalent to 47 million pounds, but add-ons could increase the overall cost to 80 million euros. Should the deal go through, it will be the biggest of the January transfer window in the Premier League so far. Inter Milan have completed the signing of Christian Eriksen from Tottenham for a fee of around 60.9 million pounds. Of course, the 27-year-old Denmark midfielder has signed a contract until 30 June 2024. It will be recorded that Eriksen told Spurs in the summer he wanted a fresh challenge, with his contract set to expire at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Tottenham have made midfielder Johnny Lo Celso's loan move from Real Betis permanent, completing a £27.2 million transfer. And I can report that Leon striker, talking of female football now, Leon striker Ada Hegerberg has suffered an anterior cruciate ligament injury in training and is set to miss at least the remainder of the season. AC Milan Torino, I can tell you that they wore black armbands in tribute to late basketball legend Kobe Bryant in their Italia Cup quarterfinal tie yesterday. Yes, talking of tribute, still rolling in for that great man, basketball legend, the late Kobe Bryant. Okay, last night, the Carabao Cup in England, Aston Villa defeated Leicester City by 2-1. And today in England, a Premier League game will go down at exactly 8:45 p.m. West Ham against Liverpool. And Carabao Cup also in England, 8:45 p.m. It will be Manchester City against Manchester United. It's 8:15 already. I have to leave, definitely. My time is up this morning. I want to appreciate everyone for listening. Of course, many thanks to my producer, Tunde Tiamiyu, the engineering officer on duty, Ladi Martins, and my very own DC here, the Black Queen. Always smiling. I like her. I like every other thing. Alright, it's time to leave now. My name is Idris Abiola. Till I come your way again on Monday, because tomorrow you get to meet with my main man, Raymond Tolulope, the sports illuminator. Eat well, rest well, and exercise well. Good morning.